Motion carried. Finance?
Dan, you want to start us off?
Sure. Just, Mayor, for the purpose of the record, you should declare the public hearing on the 2006 tax levy, truth and taxation hearing open.
I declare the hearing for the 2006 to 2007 tax levy open
And again,
at this time.
Mayor and members of the council, this hearing is conducted pursuant to the Illinois Truth and Taxation Act, which requires the city to publish notice and to conduct a hearing on a proposed levy. That notice has been published. The estimate of the city council was made also in the manner provided by law. At this point, the substance of the budget has already been published several times by the city council. You can go through that if you choose to, or at some point you also then need to open the matter up for any public comments or questions that the audience may have at this time.
Okay.
Are there any questions from the members of the council at this time?
I believe, just for the record, the only difference in the pension that is the levy that is presented tonight than what was previously presented is that the fire pension levy, based upon an actuarial report prepared by Tim Sharp, has been changed from $102,000 to $133,000. And as I explained in the pre-session, this is something that is mandated by the Illinois Pension Code.
Would anybody else like to ask a question about the tax levy? Any members of the audience?
Jim, did you point out Section 2? Is that what you just did?
Yeah, there's just one change. Are you going to note that? Or okay, so do you want to mention the change?
Sure. On this notice, under Section 2, it says the said amounts of money totaling, it should be, the new total should be $1,060,726.
Which is the same as the total right above it.
Correct.
Right. Last minute changes will do that to you, though. So. Yeah.
Can you tell me what percentage you said?
Speak at the, you need to speak at,
Stay in there, too.
we have the note to the taxation notice.
My question is
Could you
what
state your name, please?
Absolutely. My name is Trish Lenzini. I'm a resident of Highwood. I'd like to know what percent increase the $1,060,726 represents over the prior year levy.
Without having a calculator, I think it's roughly around 10%.
Your levy last year was $884,000.
No.
Is it 17? I don't have a calculator.
I do.
Well, it should be.
The actual levy
be the
last
property
year was
value.
higher than
It
that.
was around 16% before we had this addition, this change being made.
Okay.
And it should also be noted, though, a lot of this increase has to do with the NSSRA that was going to be done regardless of home rule, that the Finance Committee made a concerted effort to try to keep the tax rate to be the same by going up to Helander's office and having Peter Kukos on the phone to give us direction, considering we're a new home rule community, to try to help guide us so that we could try to keep the tax rate at the same level. But by doing that, we also knew before home rule passed that we were going to have the line item for NSSRA, and this issue with the fire prevention fund numbers coming in, we did not anticipate, because we were told, we went to Helander's office, that those numbers wouldn't be available to us until March, because we specifically asked were there any numbers to plug in, and they didn't have them at the time.
Right. I think our goal is, you're right, the percent may, but our goal was to keep the tax levy number the same, which is a 0.67 number. The dollar adjustment will occur in natural accordance with property values.
Right. And the North Suburban Special Recreation Association, at $50,000, the state allows non-home rule communities to levy that. So it was going to be an intent of this council to levy that, whether or not home rule passed. And we had already discussed that as a council.
Right. And the NSSRA should have minimal impact per household. And it's a service for all, as we've probably gone through before, for all citizens who have special needs. That could include autism, physical disabilities, Alzheimer's, that now these services are available that you were paying astronomical dollars prior are much cheaper now. So, additionally, one other thing is the senior exemption, that if your assessments were frozen, you will have no increase in your city portion of the taxes. Right. because the .67 will remain the same. Okay. Do you want me to read the numbers? Mayor, do you want me to read the numbers, or you just...
No, I don't believe you have to read the minutes. You've all got your copies.
You would, I would just ask again, if there's anybody in the audience who wants to make any statement, then I would close the public hearing if there are none.
Hi, my name is Joe Piscini. I live at 414B Green Bear Road in Highwood. I would just like to know that, I know you're keeping the levy at the same amount as last year.
Right.
I mean, I'm not so concerned about my taxes for the city of Highwood going up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more concerned that you're going to have a deficit and you won't be able to pay for the policemen and the firemen in town. I mean, you just had a policeman that saves a whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's more important than worrying about the levy being the same amount. I mean, we need policemen and firemen, and we have to pay them a decent wage, and we have to fund their pension fund, etc. And that's my concern. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Anybody else?
I don't know, do we respond to anything like that?
Well, we can respond. I said that's what we were in the executive session for.
Right.
It's basically what we were there so long for, trying to iron out a few things.
Again, this is not a budget hearing, this is your levy hearing, so
Sure.
it'd probably be more appropriate at the time you're doing your budget rather than the levy, as far as projecting deficits. And I mean, you can answer if you have an opinion. But
Well, I think just the levy is one portion that makes up the revenue for the budget, so and we tried, our goal with home rule was not to dramatically affect the citizens, because honestly, whether intentful or non-intentful, we had the ability to affect people dramatically. And as Ms. Lasday was mentioning, we did go up and we did a lot of due diligence. So there will be some, we didn't increase it probably as much as we could have, but I think we wanted to make sure the citizens were comfortable with home rule and that we're not going to abuse any powers that were given to us. Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Quentin Sepulveda from Highwood. Nothing about the budget. My question was, maybe you say you were in an executive session. Myself, I don't understand this very well. You didn't call the meeting to order, so you could go to executive session still? You can.
But again, this is the public hearing on the tax levy. I would suggest we keep the...
Okay, yeah, that was just a question. I just want to know that. I want to know the answer. Thank you.
I'll close the public hearing.
Yes.
If there are no more questions, now we need a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Roll call.
Alderman Perry?
Yes.
Anzani?
Yes.
Uglini?
Yes.
Vaquero?
Yes.
Ori?
Yes.
Hasvidarsky?
Yes.
Motion carried.
We have to approve the tax levy.
Pardon me?
We have to make an approval of the tax levy.
Yes, we need a motion to approve the ordinance,
Approve the,
the tax levy ordinance, too.
Okay. I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
any other discussion from the council?
Any questions?
Questions? Roll call.
Alderman Hasvidarsky?
Yes.
Pieri?
Yes.
Ronzani?
Yes.
Uglini?
Yes.
Vaquero?
Yes.
Ori?
Yes.
We're going to skip the city administrator's agreement.